Before I give you the second video, I want you to notice the key martial art elements here. Japan, right? Ra, Ja, or Ya, Pan, the rising sun. So, and karate means empty hands, empty the hand of God, which means no weapons. Why is this on the spear? Because they've trying to adjust for a bigger African-like hand, because this is a Zulu spear and black people are more likely to buy it. Okay, most people don't admit, they don't consider your mitts or your gloves or your hands, right? You put hands on them, okay? And this goes back to the dragon connection. If there's dragons, they have commonalities that cannot be overlooked. Think about the dragon flag on some of the Viking ships, which goes back to the word king in Viking. Vi for the king. Ya kusa, okay? Ya ki so, okay? So this is kind of like the female Eurasia, right? Caucasian, the penis in the white man, and the female emphasized by the Asian man. Now think about Western culture. The man is supposedly taller. Is the Nordic taller than the Japanese? Yes. Then if the shoe fits, wear it. Nordic, right? We get the word ka, draw, in, or ka, drain. Dragon is also a play on words for drain. Remember, the G can be removed. See the second part of this video as to why. Gnosis, geometry, the G in masonry, the hidden hand, the seventh letter, and so on and so forth. Nordic, right? In your dick, and your dick, right? N, which is N, right? Your dick, or an or dick. Okay, Ka as the worldly bull energy. In Egyptian mythology, the Ka is symbolized by the worldly bull energy. Now think about rape and the rape structure. It has to do with consenting, right? If you're being tricked in this very complex and just history, the historical trickery that is being built on to control social norms and who people idolize, right? An idol, an American idol, an example, and so on. And what are people but these kind of groupies who punish people that don't conform in more ways than one, to get them to kind of take on different forms that lead you down different paths and lead you to worshiping, right? And admiring different people. Maritime admiralty law. Admiring. Who do you admire? To marry someone. Maritime. Admiral, right? Admiralty. Admire, L-E, law. The T is the feminine suffix. All E's are in the T. Karate with the T and the E, right? The key of Ra, the bull, right, is using force and not so much precision striking. Think about a samurai sword. It's not a precision striking weapon. Force. Okay, breaking bricks, okay? The T, the feminine suffix, and the E. So karas, T, empty hand, the hand of the female who can get angry, right? A female has greater difficulty with the precision striking required for a martial artist. She can take on form. She can do forms magically and accurately, okay, especially as relative to her body type. But when it comes to the precision strikes of the leopard, she cannot. Okay, when it comes to the brute force of the bull, she can lift weights, she can take drugs. So in the absence of extreme technology, which is something that they do seem to be coming to as I die, as I'm being screened out, the female cannot truly do that precision striking, which goes back to Min and Set, who the Scorpion King followed, versus Har, where Horus the Elder, Har O Aries, which goes back to Aries. There's two of them. One is more like a woman, the Ethiopian one. You ask any African who resembles more of a woman, Ethiopian with dreadlocks, for example, or with long hair, who's short, okay, and kind of fragile, or a big, pissed off Igbo Nigerian. It goes without saying the Ari in Ethiopia is the female, okay, and you're going more toward the west, where you get Eri and Eros, lust, worldly ideas. You go to the heart of Africa, you get the masculine. Ka! Ra! Okay. Ra! Ka! Ba! Ka! Okay? Kind of thing. And of course, it's being taken away from by the drugs, right? It is the ability to focus thing. And even when it comes to looking at guns, right? You have a longer arm to focus versus a more compact, kind of thick arm built for a more female kind of person. female bull bat, if you will, to shoot the bullet. So Western conceptions of manhood are based on the female worldly energy of Gaia, Earth Mother. They're mothers, right? Mothers get bloated when they get pregnant. Baby fat versus lean muscle from testosterone and physical activity. Of the physical activities, martial arts is the most demanding physical activity. The mind state one achieves goes beyond swimming to achieve intense spirit-based conveyance. Okay, the strike of the martial artist when he's truly marshaling, it takes more focus and exertion and energy than any swimming stroke, any cross training, or any other form of physical exercise. Of course, they'll never be able to truly show why that is, because they won't be able to hook my brain up to sensors and kind of monitor my body and see the energy and and so on, the activity and the stress on the brain and everything that occurs. But you can kind of see with the way I said ka, ra, ba, ka. So those in the spirit of Ra, back A, right? They do not care about being killed. Can you imagine a samurai who wouldn't serve his master because he's afraid of what will happen to him and his family? It's pretty much unheard of, you know. Automatic disgrace. He's no longer a samurai. That's not even Bushido code. Now imagine if you're serving the spirit of God directly. It's insane not to see it my way. The only women that are worthy of Pharaoh are those who truly work on mind, body, and soul and are more dedicated than the samurai's wife who will commit seppuku rather than live in a state of disgrace. Now imagine disgrace relative to Horus, the elder Haru, okay? Of course, it goes back to the word spirit and spirit. Which spirit and why? The spear that came in an unnatural period of time, the Iron Age, the Bronze Age, or whatever age when they had armor, or the spirit in the natural environment, right? Spear, fishing, the great fisherman, right? We're talking precision strikes, okay? But we're not just talking precision strikes, it's relative to your opponent who also has a spear, right? Spar it, spirit. All right, so now see part 2, and I'm gonna show you these different spirit animals. I want you to write these down when you come to part 2, okay, or the next video after this. Okay, this is key. The female animals tend to be the snake, the bull, the bunny, the eagle, the sheep, the jackal, okay, the cat, the lioness, the pigeon, the cattle, the cow, the elephant, rare, but occurs, crocodile, rare, but it's there, hippo, boar, pig, dog, snake, jackal are Set's forms. These are key. Beware of those ones the most, right? Set is evil. The crane, the panther, which is like the shadow, kind of like the falcon on the Nazi flag, right? It is the shadow of the falcon, okay? Which is kind of like the darkness of this world. And, just like the rising sun on the Japanese flag is red, the principles of evil. So when you see Upper Egypt penetrating symbolically and otherwise into Lower Egypt, Northern Egypt, right? We see that the Nile is flowing this way, right? It's flowing south to north. It is like man impregnated. The Ra, who has the women, right? They're vying for these very desirable leopard women. This is also why human trafficking is Ra fucking, e-pair, backwards, rape, e-pair, e-poor, right? Raping the poor, and e-poor, pouring the E as opposed to leopard, right? The true sun cycle poured through the leopard, which also, when you look at it backwards, begins with draw, leopard, draw, pay, L. So you're paying homage to whatever kind of order that you are reproducing with. Right? So if you're a rock and roll person, you're paying homage to that kind of a demon. If you're a heavy metal person, that kind of a demon. If you're a Christian from this church who did not stand with me, that kind of a demon. It's almost certainly going to be a lioness or a pigeon or something associated, or a wolf in sheep's clothes, or a sheep. You're paying homage to these kind of demos, right? Peasant, worldly animals that are peasants in the divine order. I don't see how anyone could possibly see it any other way when it's explained this way. When the Bible has to do with the sword of Scripture, it has to do with mind, body, soul sparring, and how you need to work your mind, body, and soul to to be sharp and effective, right? The sharp sword of Scripture, which goes back to why intellectuals jog in the morning. Why do schools have physical fitness, right? Fitness, okay? Physical fitness for what? Obviously, so you can think effectively, and the studies go along with what I say. The people who exercise, who are in shape, it helps their mental functioning. So if you need to be mentally sharp to work the sword of Scripture, it by default leads you to this martial art order with the different activities that go along with different spirit animals. When really there's really two spirit animals: the leopard and the falcon, and the rest are just Gaia kind of worldly animals. They need to be led. At the top of the spiritual chain are these animals. At the top of the worldly chain, perhaps you have the lion, the tiger, and the dragon. Thank you.